Hi, everybody. DJ Yeagley with you, and it's my favorite time of the week. We've missed a couple weeks, and that's on me, but we're back and better than ever. It is Coach's Corner with Dan Yeagley of the South Range Raiders. Coach, 1, 2, 3-0 over three excellent opponents. You guys always put a great non-conference schedule together. To be sitting 3-0 at this point has to make you at least happy and certainly humble, knowing the three teams that are lying in your wake.
You know, we always we always talk about different parts of the season, and the non-league season is always very important because it prepares you for league play. And if you do well in those two parts, then you get to go on to the third part. But you know what? I'm very proud of these kids. They fought through a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different teams, a lot of um, different kinds of teams per se. You know last week was Kansas Central Catholic, and they're a good quarterback. The week before was University School, starting at 5 o'clock, traveling up there. Bigger school, D3 school, and then you got your rival week one that you always try to win, and you always try to get your very best game for them, and because they're going to bring their best game, and we get those three coming out of them 3-0. It's pretty special because you beat three quality opponents, three teams that get after it on the football field and very well coached and some great players and very, like I said, I'm very proud of our kids and the way they performed because we saw a lot of different types of players and games and offenses and defenses through those 3 weeks, and I think it really prepared us now for going into league play this week.
I think naturally when you talk about that week one performance against Springfield, I think it kind of shocked everybody to see how good South Range is again. And they want to say how far Springfield's fallen off. I don't think that's the case. I think we're going to learn it this week and moving forward the MVAC. However, you've always been an advocate for learning your kids and what they can do on the road. And those were 2 long road trips. You take one to Cleveland essentially, and the next one to Canton. What did you learn about this year's team on the road?
Well, you never know. You get off of a bus. You travel that distance. You get off of a bus. When we went up to Cleveland, up to University School 2 weeks ago, week two, and it was we had to take charter buses, which was very nice, by the way. Thank you, South Range, for making that happen. Because we had to leave at 1 o'clock. School was still in, and they had to have the buses there to take the rest of the kids home, so they couldn't spare some extra buses. We just don't have them. So we got up there, and it was different. Never been there before, and great atmosphere though. I mean, it's a little hidden gem back in the woods, and it was very nice back in there. Their first home game, they had a nice crowd, great team, very well coached. Their coach does a super job. And they had it was tough, and it was curious to see, okay, how do we travel? How do we get off the bus? And the kids got off the bus and performed great. Like I said, very proud of how they performed that week two. And then we had to go to Canton, Kansas Central, which we've been there a few times, and me personally been there quite a few times through playoff games and everything else in the past. And another great atmosphere. You get the little Kleinfelder Stadium. And what a great coach he was or is. He's not coaching now, but a great man and a great coach, and what a program he's built there. And Coach Lindersmith just does a super job too. And it's tough. They got off the bus little loose, a little looser than what I liked, and but you know what, they turned it on, and they got the job done. It was different. Those 2 long travel games were a little bit tough, and I think it's tougher on us coaches, just not knowing, a little bit unsure of what how our kids will handle that situation. But like I said, these kids know how to turn it on and turn it off, and they turned it on when we got going and made things happen. And like I said, it's a special group. They've really come together and played well as a team these last 3 weeks, and like I said, I'm looking forward to getting into league play and seeing how they perform there.
So I have to ask you because we haven't had a chance to sit down and talk. The university game, I believe it was the fourth quarter. A little dump out pass to Shane Lindstrom on the right side, and all of a sudden he just jumps up like a ninja turtle over top of over top of a defender, a front flip. You know, he called it a tuck. I call it a flip.
Well, he called it, I don't know what he called it, a Russian or Romanian something. I don't know. Whatever. He could have made that up too, so I'm not sure.
What was your react? Because I saw you. I don't know if you were arguing with the officials, but you came out to kind of question what was going on. What was your reaction to that play?
You know, you saw it and you weren't sure what you saw. I mean, it all happened so quick, and you know, they threw a flag. You know, they called for hurdling, which it wasn't a hurdle, and I tried to explain that to the officials. But you know, it was just it was a play. He stuck the landing and kept on going. You know, it was, you know, really, like I said, we didn't know. It was just like, did that just really happen? You know, it's one of those what just happened, and then did it really happen? And then I had to argue with the officials because, you know, I said, whether he did it or not, you got to let the play stand.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, you're not going to see it again. I mean, you're not. I mean, it was remarkable, and but Shane's a remarkable young man and a great athlete all around, and what he did was just, like I said, unbelievable. And you know, I got to go back and listen to your broadcast of it, and like that was fun too. I enjoyed that, and you know, even their coach said, "Come on, give the kid a break." So everybody was on his side, but you know, we made up the difference. It was still giving us a first down. We just had to move it back, and we ended up getting in. I think we ended up getting in on that drive, but just a remarkable play. And then he gets called for hurling against Kansas Central, also hurling a player, and that player was actually on the ground, so actually it should have been called, but you know, the officials, they watch film too, and they saw that what he did last week, and you know, the guy on our sideline said, yeah, you know, he should know by now that he can't do that. So, but there's two different situations, and I really feel that, yeah, by the rule and the laws, yes, it was an illegal hurdle, I guess, or whatever. And I thought last week the guy was on the ground, so I thought it was legal, but who knows? And you know, he's going to make things happen, and it was fun. It was, like I said, remarkable and unbelievable at the same time. And you know, but doesn't surprise me. Shane will do that.
So help me out here with the rule, because is it if somebody's on the ground, you're allowed to jump over them, but if
Yes,
they're attempting a tackle, you can't?
you can't, right? And I know, and that's what I was last week at Kansas Central. I was telling the official, I said, you know, all these rules are for the safety of the kids. So if a guy goes low on you to tackle you, you know, you have a chance of the injury or whatever else, a twisted ankle or whatever, anything could happen. So of course you're going to jump or move or sidestep. That's for the safety of the kid. That's for the safety of the receiver or the running back or the person with the ball. So I don't think that they're interpreting the rule correctly. I think if you're getting out of harm's way. Now, yes, when he did the front flip, yeah, that might have been because the guy was actually standing up. but this one, I think that, you know, with the way the rule is stated, I think that if somebody attempts to go down low on you, you have the chance to go up high. So, you know, to reduce the risk of injury, I really feel. And I don't know. We'll have to deal with it again, I'm sure. So he did it today in practice, and I yelled at him, I said, "You're not allowed to do that." He just laughed at me. So
have you ever seen the flip before in practice?
No, well, I've seen him do flips in practice. I've seen him do handstands. I've seen him do unbelievable things all the time. You know, I've been around for a long time. You know that. And when he was a peewee and we had youth camp, he scored and did a backflip at youth camp, and that's when he was in third grade or fourth grade or whatever. So, no, nothing surprised me with him. And like I said, he's a remarkable athlete and a great gymnast and a great football player. So we'll take him on our team. We'll just make things happen. And, you know, if we get penalized, we get penalized, and we'll learn and keep on going.
He's all that and an even better young man. Insanity is living large in South Range right now. Let's talk about, we're getting into conference play here. this week, Coach. I mean, this is a gauntlet. Everybody talks about the NE8, still one of the best conferences, I think, in all of Ohio. When you think about it, prepares you and the other 7 teams very well for the playoffs, and we've seen that. We've seen that each and every year. What do you even have to get your guys up for this week, or they know they're going into NE8 play and you buckle the chin strap a little bit tighter?
Well, yeah, you have to talk about that. I mean, it's league play. To me, and I told the kids today before practice, I said, uh, one of the most important things to me as a coach, and it should be you guys as players, is to win the league. That should be your drive, is to win the NE8. When we were back in the ICL and the ITCL, it was a chance to win the league, and that's what really hurt when we were independent for a couple of years. We didn't have a league to fight for, or a league title to fight for, and that was tough. And we got into the NE8 and finished second that first year in there, and then won the last couple. But the target gets bigger and bigger on our back, and we know that. And we're going to get everybody's best game because they want to knock us off, I'm sure. And we're going to fight. We're going to give it everything we have. It's league play, which is very, very important. You talk to any college coach. Go talk to Coach Tressel. He'll tell you there's nothing more important than winning the Big Ten. You talk to anybody winning the SEC, and that's what they fight for. Because anything that happens after that will happen. But the most important thing is to try to win that league title. And we got Struthers first. We're not looking down the road, because Struthers is very talented and very well coached. Coach Beck does a great job, and he's getting those kids ready to play. And he has talent, lots of talent, and we got to come ready to play. And we got to play our best game offensively and defensively, and even special teams, because they've shown they're very explosive special team wise too.
And I think that's one of the biggest keys. I mean, we saw against Canton Central Catholic, special teams kind of got out of hand a little bit. They had some speed on their team, and they were able to break a couple. Luckily, we had guys back to make the stops. However, it's not always going to be like that. And you're playing a very fast team this week in Struthers. Everybody knows it. You guys have played Struthers a handful of times, in the league already since the beginning of the league. But I think the biggest thing for me, Coach, is when you look at the streak that's going on right now. You guys haven't watched a regular season game.
I don't know what streak.
Tricky.
We got Struthers this week. That's the only streak I'm worried about.
Do the kids know? I mean, is it the gorilla in the room, or do you guys talk about it, or is it just kind of keep your eyes focused down the road?
We haven't talked about it. I mean, it's not that mum's the word or anything like that. We haven't talked about it. And the main thing that we worry, I mean, we are a 1 game a week mentality. I mean, that's me. I'm not smart enough to think 2 weeks ahead or 3 weeks ahead. But the kids think that way. We got to worry about Struthers, because Struthers is first, and not worried about whatever else happens. We got to worry about Struthers, because we got, to be honest with you, today we got to worry more about ourselves. I mean, we got to worry about taking care of South Range and playing South Range football. And Struthers is, like I said, well coached. They got athletes. They can explode anytime. I mean, saw against Streetsboro, up and down the field, right and left, and very, very. It's crazy. And saw them against Geneva. They can explode any moment and score any moment. And we got to make sure we're playing sound defense, and offensively we got to make sure we don't make mistakes, because again, there's speeds on that side of the ball too, and people don't think of it like that, but those fast kids are running all over the place and very athletic. They're very athletic also.
One of the things that I've seen, at least on my side, and you could tell me if I'm crazy, but
never tell you you're crazy.
you trotting out Luke Starkey for some long distance kicks. I mean, to have confidence in a kicker like that, it's nice to have. And he hasn't made them all, but he's drilled a couple of them. So for you, is that just trying to get a great opportunity for him to see people rushing and blitzing and stuff like that aren't necessarily his own guys in practice?
We It's important that kick is going to be very important someday, and we all know that. Uh, and you just go ahead and you get an opportunity, you go ahead and try that opportunity. Didn't really affect any games so far. It really wasn't an influence on any game, so there really wasn't any pressure. But you got to work on it. Our snaps, our blocks, our holds. All those things, all those little pieces are very, very important, and we practice them a lot. We actually practiced extra point field goal today because we hadn't done it all week, and had to get him back mentally back on track. And those were some long kicks. I mean, he made that 42-yarder against Springfield, which was awesome. And matter of fact, it tied the record, I think. And matter of fact, the old record was against Springfield. The one before that was against Springfield too. But we're gonna have to do some looking at that. But it was just he needed that, and he needs to know. I'm not sure he knows what his limitations are because they're way out there. He's a very good kicker, and I'm really happy that he's only a sophomore and we have him for a couple more years. But you always got to take that chance. And he's a great young man and a great athlete. And I had to step in and play some linebacker role here a couple weeks ago and did a super job there. And he's just, like I said, he's a football player. And whenever you can get a football player on the kickoff team, being the kicker and on extra point team and field goal team, he's a football player that kicks. And like I said, he's pretty good at it. Glad he's on our team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of those things where for a kicker, it's almost like confidence in baseball, getting hits, right? When you go down swinging, it's kind of in your head a little bit. So not that we're worried at all. I just think it's great that you continue to have confidence in the young man and trot him out there and say, hey, we got it. If you get it, great. If you don't, we know where we're at.
Right. And, it's, like I said, it's going to be important someday. And I know he'll make it. I have all the confidence in the world in him, and the kids do too. And, he's going to open some eyes here in the future. And, looking forward to that moment because I know that he'll make things happen for us.
One of the things I want to take you back to is university school. They had some big receivers, and it was in the game. I remember they were down near the goal line, and a goal line stand happened. When you look at Aiden Leon, who doesn't get a whole lot of press clippings or doesn't get a whole lot of really anything yet. He's kind of that secret weapon you have. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But he played an unbelievable defensive series where he lined up, strong on strong, and he walked away the big man on campus, so to speak, at university school. Did you guys see that kind of leverage that they were having with the big receivers and line him up specifically?
We know. I mean, that's Coach Rock does a great job with our defense, and he got people in the right places at the right time. That week, that's where we needed him, and he stepped in and played. He's a great receiver for us. Everybody knows Aiden's a great receiver and could run very well, and had a couple nice kick returns also. He's been doing a little bit of everything. Against University, we needed him out there just to go one-on-one with their couple of big receivers, and he performed well. I mean, we played a lot of people in that university game. There's a lot of names going in and out, a lot of kids going in and out. And, he was one of them. And like I said, he was at the right place, the right time, what we needed. You go back to Kansas Central Catholic, you saw him playing as a defensive end. Well, why there? Well, that's where we needed him then. And he's been jumping around because he's a great athlete. And, offensively, it's set in stone where he's at. We all know where he lines up offensively, and defensively, we're using his talents wherever we can. And we needed a couple breaks. We needed a couple little things here or there. It's nice getting him on one side and JD on the other side as two defensive ends. Those are two nice tall bookends that you have running in there, and that's what we needed because guess what? Their quarterback was tall and long, and we had to get body on body as much as we can. And it was fun. I mean, he's a, like I said, a wonderful young man and a great athlete. And, just he can play multiple places because he is so good and so good with his hands and so good with his feet. And again, very athletic.
two of the youngsters I've been really impressed with, Tristan Toy and Brady Crumbacher, who have been excellent and seemingly everywhere that they're needed, especially on defense. When you look at the youngsters that are coming up, everybody focuses on the billion seniors that you have this year, but you've got some great talent coming up through the ranks and learning the right way to do things, in the Raider way to do things through
Oh,
your
yeah.
seniors. I mean, talk about some of the younger guys that you have and how fast they're growing and maturing this year.
Brady, we'll start with Brady. Brady's getting better and better every week. He got a lot of playing time last year, just spot playing defensively, a little bit offensively, and this year, he's really done a great job defensively for us. Playing the corner position and making things happen. He's a technician. He understands what he has to do. He gets his body turned in the right direction depending on what we're doing defensively, and locks down those receivers, breaks very well on the ball, does a lot of different things, even long snaps on punts. So it does a whole bunch of different things, and and even offensively, when we need a receiver, he's quick to go in and does a great job catching the ball too. But very athletic, moves very well coached, and listens all the time. That's the main thing. These young guys, it's awesome seeing a young guy listening and trying to learn even when they're not in. So many times you miss that because kids are kids. But Brady and Tristan both are always listening, always trying to figure out what's going on, always trying to get better. They're not on offense, they're on defense. They're always in play at practice and always trying to get better. Tristan has just done wonders for us. We were unsure Sam linebacker place. We're trying to find a almost like a nickel back that can play defensive back and also linebacker, step into the gap, step into the hole, step into the box, and play well. And Tristan's done super at that. I mean, he's again very athletic. Both those guys, Brady and Tristan, their dads are on my staff. They're both great players. They were both great players at South Range, and both very good coaches also. And I know they talk football when they get home too, but it's nice having that relationship, and they understand what's important, even when they're not in. Tristan, like I said, just has done a great job playing that outside linebacker position, and tackles well, runs well, understands the game. Been around the game for a long time. Both of them have been, and Tristan breaks on the ball and gets people in the right position and sets our defensive front. Just he does it all, and does, like I said, just been doing super all year. And he's also doing a great job at quarterback. Very good quarterback also. So we're going to see those guys for next couple of years, and looking forward to having them too, because they're both great athletes and again, great young men.
It's the Joe Dickey Electric Coaches Corner, brought to you by our friends over at Joe Dickey Electric with Dan Yeagley. One last question, Coach, before I let you go. Naturally, you are a motivational extraordinaire. Whenever I'm down, all it takes is one text message to Coach Yeagley, and my day is made. So my question is, what motivates you?
This is tough. I mean, what motivates me? Football wise, it's the kids. I mean, it's the kids and the watching the unity of the young men as they coming together as a team. What more motivating nothing can be more motivating than that, seeing a group of young men come together as a team. And and I surround myself with great people, and I know I say it a lot, but I really do mean it. I got a great staff. We're always trying to improve each other. We're always trying to make each other better. I have a defensive staff and an offensive staff, but guess what? We communicate very well together because we're trying to make each other better. I don't. You turn on the lights on Friday night. There's nothing better. I mean, you start going out and warming up, and there's nothing better. If you can't get motivated just by that, then you don't understand. South Range football is very special, and it's home. It really is. And you walk out on that field, and those lights are on, and the crowd's there, and the band's playing. There's nothing more exciting or motivating than that. It's home. Home is very motivating, and home being South Range is very, very motivating. And I love it here. I can't imagine being anyplace else. And I just, like I said, I love the kids. I love the community. I love the program. I love my assistant coaches. And we get out there and play football, and I get goosebumps every day still, and I get excited about that. And that's what motivates me every day is a chance to go spend some time with these young men and my coaches, and play the greatest game of the world, the game of football, especially
as always. Just an honor and a pleasure to hang out, Coach. I wish that at some point people could have the relationship that we do, that I share with you. It means the world to me. It means that it's just awesome to hang out with you. I know these are long for some people, but I know thousands and thousands of people that watch these and just wish that they could get 5 minutes of your time the way that I do. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And I'm sitting there at Canton Central Catholic, and here Gus Valentine's dad, Scott. I don't know if you know him, but he was on my '96 team. Yeah, we're going all the way back to the '90s. But and all of a sudden, it's fantasy football weekend for him and a lot of the players that he still gets that played on that '96 team. And Pat Hardwick came into town from Boston. So these guys all come in from out of town, but you know what? They never miss a game. They all these guys come in and spend time a little bit together as friends and pick their fantasy drafts and whatever else. But they made time to come on Friday night to watch the game, and it was great seeing them there. And that's special. When all of a sudden you get these players able to come back into town and watch a game in live, because I know every Friday night they're watching it with you, and you make this special. We talk about that I talked to the kids Saturday morning about that '96 team, how it turned things around. That group of young men changed. My first year we were 4-6. Struggled a little bit. Played a lot of those guys as juniors and even some sophomores. And that next year we went on a roll. We ended up 11-1. Made it to the regional finals because only 4 teams got in at that point, and got beat by Avon, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And it was just they made a commitment to each other, and they made a commitment to the program to raise this program to the next level. And hats off to them, because they really made it. They were the start of what it is now, and got it going. Saying, you guess what? This is where we want to be. This is the level of South Range football that we want to make an impact from here on out. And the next group got it going, and the next group got it going. And guess what? Success breeds success, and they got it going. And, it's great that you provide a platform for them to be able to still watch South Range Raider football. And thank you, DJ. Love you to death, and thank you so much. And thank you for putting this YSN together and making it special, so all these past players and everybody else can still watch, South Range Raider football.
You're the man, Coach. Take us home.
You are.
Take us home. Get us out of here.
Thank you again, DJ. And I got to give a shout out to Dickey Electric also, because they've been a big supporter of ours for a long, long time. And I want to thank them, and again, YSN and you and everybody else. And again, thank you so much. Looking forward to the next week, and go Raiders.